新疆伊犁哈萨克自治州昭苏县对当地政府的许可之下，官方的认可之下，当了这个清真寺的伊玛目，清真寺的阿訇。2017年3月，中国当局逮捕他。
Хамид 친구도 менің әкемнің ағасының ұлы. Ол 3 баланың әкесі. Өзі қарапайым адам, диқаншы. Оны да ешбір себепсіз ұстап отыр.
My cousin, Hamid Chungus, he is the father of 3 children and he is a very common farmer, and they arrested him again, no any reason. He arrested by Chinese officers the March 2017, no any information. 我的堂哥叫哈密迪陈给斯。哈密陈格是他是一个普通的农民，他也是2017年3月被中国当局逮捕，至今无任何消息。
Татарстанға жылына 30 оқушы қабылдап сол жақта оқитын. Кейбіреуі сол жақтың жастарымен үйленіп қалып қалатын. Ал сол жақта оқып жатқан жастардың әке-шешесінде саяси лагерьге ұстап отыр 1 жылдан бері.
30 оқушы оқитын қай жылдан басталды?
2008 2007 жылдардан басталған.
2007-2008-де 30 оқушы Қытайдағы татарлар.
Қытайдағы татарлар. 2007 жылы інімді де алып сол жаққа барған оқуға. Бірақ Бейжіңнен шақыртып алды. Дін мектебіне бардым деген жалаумен.
Жаңағы Қытаймен? Қытаймен. 2000 қай жылы барып еді? 2007 жылы. Дінге байланысты?
Иә.
From the 2007 and the 2008, every year 30 Tatar students going to Tatarstan Republic study or continue their study at Tatarstan Republic. Tatarstan Republic belongs to Russian Federation, and every year they accept 30 Tatars from China. And 2007, my detained brother Abdikay Kumar is going to Tatarstan and study back the calling back again to China because Peking said they studied the religion school, and after that my brother going back to China. Back the 30 students, most of them married with local Tatars in Tatarstan Republic, and they continued from 2007, and after then the Chinese officials from the 2016 on, they continue to arrest the students' families. All of them they arrested who sent their children to study at Tatarstan.
Татар балалары Татарстанда оқиды, өзі де көшіп кеткен. Оны да шақыртып алған. Шақыртып алып саяси лагерьге қамап қойыпты. Әйелімен, бір қызымен өзін үшеуін. Не білмейтін татарлар да бар қамауда тұрған.
One of my relatives, his name is Tursun. He staying at Tatarstan, at the Russian Federation, and he is a person of Ili Kazakh Autonomous Prefecture, and all of his family arrested. Mr. Tursun and his wife and all of his family arrested because they stayed a long time at Tatarstan, and we know that Mr. Tursun's one daughter now continue her study at Tatarstan also. We knew that so many Tatars who going to Tatarstan now arrested by the Chinese officials. 2007年开始，有很多塔塔人在这个塔塔尔斯坦共和国学习。每年有30个学生。塔塔尔斯坦共和国是属于俄罗斯联邦的一个加盟共和国。每年他们从中国的塔塔人那边招收30名学生。这些30名学生2007年开始在塔塔尔斯坦学习。可是最近2年，中国当局就开始抓捕这些曾经在塔塔尔斯坦上过学的这些学生的他们的家属，包括我的一个在伊犁哈萨克自治州的一个亲戚，我的一个远亲叫托尔逊，托尔逊本人和他的妻子被中国当局逮捕，他们的女儿现在在塔塔尔斯坦继续他的学业。 这位女士穆尼拉胡玛说，她有很多塔塔人，他们都在这中国被非法逮捕。你
说了，Қытай азаматы болса да еркіндікке шығуын үміт етемін.
My brother is a citizen of China, and we wish they release him from re-education camp. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you need any kind of information about the re-education camp in China, please just call us or text us. This is our mobile phone. Our mobile phone is +7 747 063 9031, and the second mobile phone is +7 707 266 8899. You can call us or text us by WhatsApp, because now in Kazakhstan Republic there are living 500,000 of Kazakh people who bordered China and immigrated to Kazakhstan. These 500,000 Kazakhs, they have a 500,000 different history, and you will get 500,000 different factors, because all of them, they have relatives who detained and detained at re-education camp. Okay, 大家，如果你们想获得有关新疆在教集中营的任何消息，请尽管与我们联系。我们的电话号码是正777-063-9031，或者正777-266-8899。如果因为在哈萨克斯坦目前生活着50万个来自中国新疆的哈萨克人，这些50万个哈萨克人当中20万个已经加入哈萨克斯坦共和国公民中，他们每一个50万个人，他们有50万个不同的悲剧故事，有50万个不同的证据可以证明中国新疆在教育集中营的真实证据。如果你们想获得技术资料，请尽管与我们联系。Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye. We found our organization 2 years ago, and we continue to connect with the local media and ask them right about the education camp.
How bad is it, the re-education camp?
Re-education camp, we don't know the correct information, but after some people released from re-education camp, we know it is worse and bad than the real jail, because we get so many information from the people from the 2016 and 2017. So many Kazakhs released from re-education camp, and after then they stayed at 3 months and 6 months released, but after release they died. Most of them died.
But did they tell you about the
These persons who died, they are located in China. We get that information from only their friends, relatives, or classmates who are living at Kazakhstan. So we know re-education camp is just like a fascist course, like just like more bad than the jail. So we began to stand up and unite our nation, stand up also, and tell the truth about re-education camp.
Why do the Chinese do that?
The first step, when we make our first conference about re-education camp, the Chinese embassy at Kazakhstan, they denied it. I remember his name. His name is Zhang Hanhui, the ambassador of China at Astana, and they said no any re-education camp in China. But after 6 months passed, the Chinese officials also recognized that and say about re-education camp, just teaching the knowledge of repair bicycles or knowledge about the political knowledge. So we think it is a progress. They say there have exist re-education camps. So we continue our works. We organized so many conferences and round the table, and I'm a good lecturer. I'm speak in Kazakh language very well, and I call my nation and stand up, say the chance who relatives detained at re-education camp. So you know, so many people gathering, and so many people tell the chance about the re-education camps.
your war against Islam?
What
are the Chinese doing?
The Chinese arresting the people, no any reason. It is just the excuse. They arrest the people if one people going the mosque. Maybe these people never praying. See, he think he is just a person, maybe one time in 1 year, just going to the mosque, they arrest him. And the people who never prayed, they continue arrest them and put them to the mosque. So the first reason, I think, not a religion excuse, not the people who visited Kazakhstan, not the people who send the children to the Kazakhstan. The reason of the Chinese officials arrest these Kazakhs, Uyghurs, Tatars, only one reason: genocide. Because they want to kill them, they want to punish them because they are not Han Chinese. We have one person in our organization. His name is Ormbek Koksebek. Everybody know about Mr. Ormbek Koksebek. He stayed at the re-education camp several months, and he get Kazakhstan citizenship so many years ago. When he going to China and visited to his relatives, Chinese officials arrested him and put him to re-education camps. After our organization write the application to Foreign Affairs Minister of Kazakhstan Republic, he released after several months, and we opened one celebration party when he released. And this Mr. Ormbek Koksebek said that no any reason the Chinese officials arrested me. I can say the only reason is my nation is Kazakh. My crime is my nation is Kazakh. I'm not Han Chinese, so they arrested me. It's the original words of speech by the Mr. Ormbek Koksebek. And the people, second person who we have, we will introduce you today, Mr. Kairat Samarkand, already released from the re-education camp. He said, so many people asked him, why do you stand up and say the chas of the re-education camp? Because Mr. Kairat Samarkand is very active. He said, so many persons, they consider about their relatives, brothers, sisters, or parents who staying at China. They worry about, because after Chinese officers release them, Chinese officers warning them, if you think about your parents, or if you think about your relatives who staying at China, never say about re-education camp. And Mr. Kairat Samarkand said he warned them so many times. But after he came back to Kazakhstan, he stand up and make so many interviews to the local and the foreign media. So many people said, why do you consider about your sister in China? Because Mr. Kairat Samarkand have only one sister, only two sons, one sister and one. He said, when I released from re-education camp, I watched all of my roommates. Thousands of Kazakhs detained at re-education camp. They living at re-education camp without any hope. They passing every minute hopelessly, without any medical service, no any hope, and they don't know how long they will stay at the re-education camp. No one know about it, and the food is the very most worst food in re-education camp. And Mr. Kairat Samarkand say, okay, I will consider about my sister, only one sister. But who will consider about the thousands of millions of people who detained that re-education camp? So Mr. Kairat Samarkand said, I have to stand up and I have to say the truth about re-education camps. Қалғандарыңыз тыныш тұрыңыздар.
How many people you come to you?
Every day?
Yeah. More and more?
Every day we have visitors, 20, 30, and the holidays coming 50%.
It doesn't stop.
Non-stop. The people already came from far from 1,000 kilometers away. The next prefecture was from the Astana every time. They call us. In one day, I receive a phone call 200 times. 200 times. I receive calls. They ask how they write the application is, how they write, and where they will send. It is dangerous or not dangerous, and so many psychological problem and the political problem. They know their relatives already detained, but they afraid. They afraid from China, and they always ask me. The most popular question is, if I write something to our president, or if I write something to the human rights organizations or to the UN, maybe it will be danger to my relatives who detained at China or now living at China. They always ask. So I always answer, I don't know. If you write or not write, it is just the excuse. Chinese officials arrested every kind of Kazakhs who visited the Kazakhstan 10 years ago, who visited the mosque in one time in 1 month, or who talked on WeChat, or write on WeChat something, it is not so bad words, or who used the Kazakhstan flags, or who listened to the Kazakhstan song, or who watched the Kazakhstan video, or who watched the box fighting. One of the famous boxmen who called it the Kanat Islam, he's born in China and immigrated to Kazakhstan, and more than 50% detained at China because they watched the match of Kanat Islam. So many Kazakhs arrested because they take a picture with one of our deputy who call it the big polar Cleopan. Kazakhstan deputy, when he going to China, so many Kazakhs know about him because he's a good singer and he is a deputy of Kazakhstan Republic. And so many Kazakh young people take a picture with him, make selfie, and after that they detain it.
Peut-être le côté des pressions du gouvernement. What are the pressure that you receive and those people receive?
Pressure?
Pressure. Are they?
I don't like say about bad words about our. We have a freedom in our Kazakhstan. We have a freedom making that kind of conference and making that kind of round the table. But the last 6 months, no any local media reported our conference and media, except only Radio Free Europe, the Kazakh edition.
But there is pressure. There is pressure.
I don't know. Maybe the pressure came from Chinese side. And in Kazakhstan, it is an open opinion of mine. I published my mind in one of the famous newspaper and call it the Voice of Kazakhs and websites. I said the Chinese soft power in Kazakhstan is stronger and stronger every day, and the Chinese soft power in Kazakhstan, they have a very close relatives every sphere of Kazakhstan Republic. Okay. Bu kişiler, do you have time to continue your job or finish them?
So we need to talk about that.
We need to discuss about Sasalabad.
Yeah, we need to talk about her because we can for her.
Yesterday,
Mr. Ali said to you, where is she?
he hasn't
But in security, not in our his lawyer did the load of her. Who said this?